In the craziest of all this wild, crazy year that we had, football really hasn't been like the most consistent thing I've talked about like I should have. Partly because, time just moves so fast. Holidays would arrive. I would forget stuff. Today's probably going to be like the first time in quite a while where I'll be able to get every single game that I know for a fact is going on. Because there were some games I actually did wind up missing, and I was stupid to do that. Because I'm trying to work how this old computer I'm using works, and I think I finally figured it out. So I have to wait and see on that one. But let's see, my low, my high, my act of kindness yesterday. Well, I'll just say that that's my low. Lately I haven't been as consistent as I should have been with NFL picks, but hopefully I'll do better. So my high, there was a lot of my high yesterday. I actually, basically, because of everything going on, we were finally able to re-celebrate Christmas. I got to re-celebrate with my brother, my sister, and my nephews. So, it was wonderful. I got some nice stuff. I got a sweat outfit, a nice jacket, some gift cards. It was sweet. It was really awesome. And I got to play with my nephews. It was wonderful. And, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to say it right now. Today's going to be a Mom Food Chronicle. Because, I'll explain why in a minute. And my act of kindness was I helped around my parents' house getting ready for everything getting ready for the festivities to begin. So that said, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. So, yes, today is a Mom Food Chronicle. And quite possibly a really great way to end this period of 100 days. Because, tomorrow I'm doing the State of My Being address. Which reminds me, do you like my new Jew? Yeah, I got a haircut yesterday, and it's dope. It's awesome. Actually, last time I got a haircut, I think I was on the verge of scalping it almost. It's shorter obviously, but it's definitely longer than the last time I got a haircut. So next time I get a haircut, actually, here's the thing. I get a haircut right before the State of My Being address. Just so, new hairstyle, new set of 100 days, clean slate, let's rock. And I actually did a little bit of math, because obviously, again, every 100 days, I try and get a haircut. The next State of My Being address, after this one I'm going to do tomorrow, will be right before my brother's birthday in April. So, yeah, in a way, I just have to make it through 100 days and we'll be well into springtime. And I think it'll have been Easter too. So this is going to be very eventful. I think it's going to be a rather eventful winter. I mean, we have the Super Bowl, we have the NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl coming up, some holidays like Valentine's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which actually is a very important holiday in American history. Do not ever knock that. There really is a plethora of things to look forward to in the coming months. But we actually have to get there first. So, where do I begin? Right, I was going to do the Mom Food Day, right. So, here's the thing. This was actually going to be the mom food that we were going to have on my birthday because my mom wanted to make something nice for dinner and, it got kind of late, so I'm like, let's get Chinese. Well, funny enough, the food that we did have was Chinese food last night that my mom made. I'll explain. See, I mentioned before that the place I've gone to get Chinese food is at a place called Shanghai Express in Big Flats. Very good place. It's it is a fairly typical, Chinese takeout place, but, it gets the job done. And in the best possible way, I mean. Growing up, before at least my family knew the awesomeness that was General Tso's chicken, the thing that my brother and I easily had the most was something called pepper steak. I talked about this a little bit before. I mean, here's the thing. My brother and I were fairly picky eaters. My brother more so than I was. One thing we never complained about was having steak. So, Chinese pepper steak? Yes, please. It comes with, for those of you who don't know, pepper steak comes with it's like thinly sliced steak with peppers and onions and like a thick brown sort of sauce. Not quite to the consistency of a gravy, but it's still a fairly thick sauce with a little bit of body to it. It was really great. And we actually ordered that quite a lot, like, growing up. I don't know what got into my mom. Maybe we were having it too much and she was concerned about that or whatever. But one day, she decided to make it herself. And again, my brother and I weren't picky about whether or not we had steak or not. So, needless to say, we really enjoyed it quite a lot. Now, you're probably thinking, like, yeah, we enjoyed it, but how does it compare to, like, the actual real deal, the Chinese takeout place? Well, it is vastly different in several areas. I mean, at its core, it still has the steak, the peppers, the onions, and that brown sauce. That is a given. But if you order it at a Chinese takeout place, the steak is going to be sliced like really thin, almost into like if you were to cut a steak normally and cut up and eat it, like the steak is sort of cut up like that. And for the most part, the peppers and the onions are in fairly big pieces, like fairly big 1-inch pieces or whatever. When my mom makes it, she'll get like your typical steak, like a sirloin or something, and she'll thinly slice it like the long way, like let's say the steak is like this, and each piece is like like that kind of, and she'll cook that, and the peppers and the onions are also going to be in like long, thin strips or whatever. And another thing that she does is, I know Chinese food utilizes garlic, and my mom uses garlic too in this, but she'll just simply chop it up and throw it in there and throw caution to the wind, and regardless of the size, which let's be real here. The shrimp scampi from Limbs is the single best thing I've ever eaten. You really think I'm going to complain about garlic pieces? I mean, seriously. So, now, when it comes to the sauce, this is easily the thing that's varied the most. The sauce you would normally get at like a Chinese takeout place, I mentioned, was not like a gravy, but definitely a fairly thick sauce, has some body to it, some weight to it. The sauce that my mom makes is a lot thinner than this. So there is that. That is a difference to it. But it's still really good. Obviously my mom took the time and effort to make something that tastes very good. So really I could never complain. Partly because I was under the mindset where if I didn't eat, I'd go hungry at the time when I was a kid. So there you go. Although I will say this. Last night when my mom made pepper steak, this was the closest she's ever gotten to getting that consistency and everything else you get at a Chinese takeout place. I don't know what she did. Well, I can sort of guess what she did. I think she let the steak cook a little bit longer, I suppose. Like she really let the vegetables, the peppers and onions, I say onions a vegetable, peppers are a fruit. Like brown, get a deeper color and stuff like that. I mean, they were still in strips. Everything was still in long, thin strips or whatever, including the steak. And again, you said those big chunks of garlic, but it didn't matter. In terms of flavor and consistency in that sauce, that is the closest she's ever gotten to a real Chinese takeout place. And it was awesome. Honestly, I tried thinking what she would have to do. I am not a cooking expert. I do like to cook. I'm not a cooking expert anyway. If I were to guess what she would have to do, just do that whole cornstarch slurry thing. I think that would work out just fine. But again, that's just me. And to go along with our pepper steak, well, first we had a salad and like some like dinner rolls, but we also had rice to go with our pepper steak. And growing up, whenever my mom made pepper steak, I would like put rice on my plate first, and then pour the pepper steak with the peppers and onions and the sauce, and put that right on top of the rice, and the rice would absorb all those juices, and oh, it was so good. This time, what I did was I put both things, the rice and the pepper steak, to the sides, and I just like took sauce and poured just the sauce over the rice. That's all I did. And just like before, it was still very, very, very good. So, yeah, Chinese pepper steak. My mom has actually made that, and while again, like here's the thing, should you ever have my mom's pepper steak, like don't go in expecting you're gonna get something out of a takeout restaurant. It's actually, it's gonna be different from what you normally see, but that doesn't mean it's any less good. So, with that said, how about I end the final day of this 100 days that began on day 1000, which was the last Kukulake day. Yes, I remember that, even way back then. So how about I end this 100 days with some NFL picks, shall we? I'll hold you like this one. There you go. Oh, ready then. Week 17 of all things. So, for quite a few teams, including my Cowboys, this is do or die. So that said, sorry, it's this keyboard I'm using right here, like, is really fidgety, and because this is the outlet that goes into there. So yeah, that's why. If you hear that sound, now you know where it's coming from. Okay, so let's see. The 1 o'clock games. The Falcons and the Buccaneers. They'll probably be resting Tom Brady and some of the starters, but I still think the Bucs can pull it off. The Cowboys and the Giants. Now, for my Cowboys to make the playoffs, we have to win against the Giants, and the Eagles have to beat the Washington football team. Honestly, things are not looking that great. My Cowboys are in a do-or-die situation. But regardless, I'm going to cheer on my Cowboys no matter what. Go Cowboys! Let's see, the Patriots and the Jets. You know what? The Jets have surprised pretty much everyone not once, but twice this year. But I still think the Patriots will not end their season losing to the Jets. I guarantee you that. Let's see, the Vikings and the Lions. Yeah, I think I'll take the Vikings over the Lions. The Steelers and see, the Browns have to win against the Steelers. And here's the thing. The Steelers are resting Big Ben, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and several others. So if the Browns want to make the playoffs for the first time since like 2002, I think, this is the day to do it. So you know what? Go Browns. I think the Browns will win today. See, the Ravens and the Bengals. This is going to be tough. Because the Ravens have to win today, too, if they want a shot at making the playoffs themselves. And I think the Ravens can beat the Bengals, so I'll pick the Ravens. Let's see. The Bills and the Dolphins. Now, the Buffalo Bills, they've clinched their division. They do not need to worry about a thing. The Dolphins could actually still make the playoffs if they win. But, no. I think Buffalo wants to end their season 13-3. So, you know what? Let's go, Buffalo. And here's the open for a Cowboys-Bills second Super Bowl rematch. See, the Cardinals and the Rams. You know what? It's going to be a tough game for the Cardinals. They have to win today if they want to have a shot at making the playoffs. So, you know what? Go Cards. I really think the Cardinals can pull it off. Come on, Kyler Murray. Okay. The Jaguars and the Colts. Fun fact for you, the Jaguars officially have the number 1 pick in the draft. Neat, isn't it? So with that said, why not keep that the same? I'll pick the Colts over the Jaguars. I mean, they're secure the number 1 overall pick, I suppose. Let's see. The Titans and oh, please, the Titans. I'm picking the Titans over the Titans. The Raiders and the Broncos. The Las Vegas Raiders. This is who I'm picking right now. Let's see. Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs. Yeah, I wouldn't choose anything else. The Packers and the Bears. Packers. Like, that's difficult to do. The Saints and the Panthers. I'll pick the Saints. And finally, tonight, the Washington football team versus the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what? I never thought I'd ever say this, but my Cowboys need to win. And for my Cowboys to make the playoffs, the Eagles have to win. Don't worry, fellow Cowboys fans. I will be washing my mouth out with soap after this video is over. Go Eagles. That physically hurt me to say. I tried to hide it, but I want you to know I made that look a lot easier than what it really was. That physically hurt me to say. So, yes. My picks today are as follows. The Buccaneers, go Cowboys. The Patriots, the Vikings, the Browns, the Ravens, the Bills. Let's go Buffalo. The Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Colts, the Titans, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Saints, and the Eagles. That hurt less, but it still hurt, darn it. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms, start vacation on YouTube. I am very humble in this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. You're ready to watch some football. And remember, you guys want to talk to channel, is going to be here to let you know as we're back. Take care, make good choices, and if you excuse me, I have a state of my being you just to prepare for, as well as quite possibly reading chapter 1000 in One Piece tomorrow. See ya. Bye.